like
We are now recording.
a podcast virgin, if anything.
This is my very first podcast that I realized I'm being recorded in.
That's a lie. You were in a podcast on my channel. Hello, everyone.
Does that one count as a podcast? Hello.
That can count as a podcast. I hope everyone's enjoying this intro right now. It's great. My name is Chris, and the lovely assistant with the cat ears. Not an assistant. That's like talking you down. My lovely co-host with the cat ears over there, and the small infant is Kyle.
Hey guys. So yes, this is Chris, as he just said. I am Kyle, and this is Baby Yoda, because today we're going to be talking a little bit about The Mandalorian and the newest episode that came out, and some stuff that happened a little bit before it, just to recap.
That's true. Can we just start really quick? Like, I think I need to condition myself now. We've gotten so used to calling him Baby Yoda, and his name is actually the child.
It's the child, and I think it's confirmed that it is a male, right?
I think so.
They've called him he a couple times.
Yeah, I think they've called him he, but we can't assume it's gender yet.
At least that's what its genitals say. So
that's great. Before we get completely started, though, I think people should know what they're watching or listening to right now. It's Podkast Hindsight.
Yes, this is Podkast Hindsight, a part of the Project Hindsight project, and we're going to be exploring all kinds of different video methods and audio methods, ways to put out entertainment, and ways to kind of just get everybody through tough times, and to get ourselves through it while being able to have a creative outlet. And what better way to do that than to check out other people's creative outlets, like TV shows, movies, things like that, like The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I want to warn everyone, it's going to seem like this is a Mandalorian podcast for the next few weeks, because it's on, it's fresh. We love it. We're hyped for it. So just know we will cover other things. We're easing ourselves in. We're getting a schedule in right now. It's looking like trying every Friday, 5 p.m. It'll fit well. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll fit well with the release of The Mandalorian. If you're one of those people, by the way, that watches Mandalorian at midnight and spoils it for everyone first thing in the morning, there's a special place in hell for you.
I pity the fool.
Let's throw that out there, right? So, yeah, this is Podcast Hindsight. This is episode 1, and this is about Mandalorian. This is chapter 13. Hold on.
Yeah, episode 4 of the second season.
Okay. What chapter? Actually, I have a cell phone right here. I can literally just open up the Disney Plus app, and it's right there. It's chapter 12, and this one was called The Siege. But yeah, this has been a good season, dude. Like, let's run back really quick w's happened.
Yes.
We don't need to dwell too long.
Quick thing, we're gonna go through non-spoilers. Let's let you guys know that there are spoilers for past episodes in the non-spoiler area. So if you guys don't want any spoilers at all, you haven't seen anything, stop watching, come back after you've checked it out. Yeah, let's keep going.
Are we really going to try and have non-spoiler talk at the start? We can try.
No. Let's just not spoil the newest episode.
Okay.
Once it's past a week, you could talk about it. But yeah, it's just to let people know if they haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah. No, okay. My brain is a little all over the place. Part of me wants to say why, but I don't know if that's YouTube appropriate. Anyways, wow, he has notes. Wow, I came prepared with nothing. So to recap this season, we had chapter 9. I believe that was the episode titled The Marshal. Bless you. And that was awesome. We had Boba Fett's armor. We had the Sand Dragon, is that what it's called?
Crate Dragon.
Crate Dragon, and then we had
just like us.
Yeah. I can't confirm if it's spelled with a K. Is it spelled with a K? Crate Dragon. All right, I can vouch for that. And yeah, we had. There's no denying it. That was Boba Fett at the end of that episode, dude. 100%.
I think it's Boba Fett. I want to say it's Boba Fett, but they're on Tatooine. Clones have been seen on Tatooine, but I'm pretty sure it's Boba Fett. Come on, they introduced his armor. They're not going to dangle that little in front of us and not expect us to try and grab it. Yes, so up until this point, it's been a lot of like redirection and like getting our curiosity and getting our attention, leading up to like big things that we're really, really hoping to see in The Mandalorian, while they're also tying in story elements that we're not expecting to be a part of this. And the newest episode huge.
Yeah, with
It's,
it was episode 2. Yeah, episode 2 that's chapter 10. We can all agree has been the most controversial episode of the season, as our little child right there had himself, he enjoyed some of the forbidden snack.
oh, dude, that was so hard to watch. I didn't expect him to actually do it. I kind of thought they'd tease the idea and like mess with you, but
Yeah.
they just straight up were like,
No,
I
I
personally,
knew he was gonna eat them, dog.
I thought it was so fucked up, but it was so funny. And people who thought it was like a big deal, come on, it's practical
Yeah.
effects. Let it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a debate people have with chicken eggs, and we can bring it forth here, is the fact the eggs weren't fertilized. They were
Yeah,
not fertilized. So technically the child was enjoying a guilt-free snack, in my opinion.
yeah,
No, that was wild, but we had the gigantic spider creature
oh,
that went off. That was insane, but I want to bring something up. We're seeing the Rebel Alliance, dude. Those X-wings that chased their boy down and they landed in there. I'm wondering. It's like you said, they're weaving in elements of the story that like we're not really thinking about. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the first time we've seen the Rebels show up in the
so at this point they're
Mandalorian.
not rebels anymore,
They're
and I
not
could be
rebels
wrong.
anymore. Okay.
I could be wrong. This is kind of the fall of the Empire, so it's the rise of like the new Republic. And I actually have notes about this because while I was watching it, I was saying uh, that the new Republic. This isn't about the newest episode. This is just me coming back. It kind of seems like they kind of have a bad name, and that they don't really expect that the new Republic can do too much comparatively to the Empire. So they're the New Republic. They're kind of like the what was in place before Palpatine showed up, and they're trying
Okay.
to establish that. But the Outer Rim isn't a huge fan of that. So
Yeah. Yeah, they actually go into that a bit in the recent episode. We'll get into that. But yeah, you had that right there. And that was a recap pretty much of episode 2. And then of course episode 3, chapter 11, it's called The Empress. Yes, that was the title of it, The Empress. And that that was fucking huge for anyone that's watched Clone Wars and Rebels. That was probably like the most jaw-dropping moment ever for them right there.
yes. So yeah, because we can talk about some spoilers from the last episode, meeting Bo-Katan, meeting now the others I didn't recognize them as like I think they were just new characters, part of that order or whatever. And Bo-Katan being there, it just solidifies everything. It brings back so much about Clone Wars. Like if you've seen all of Clone Wars, you would know that a big part of it is the war for Mandalore, like the power struggle that they have back and forth, overlapping the Clone Wars. Ironically, them like being wanting to be a middle ground, a neutral ground, to not actually even take any sides. But now Bo-Katan's back. She's met up with another Mandalorian who's not even a part of the same Mandalore.
Yeah.
He doesn't even recognize her as Mandalorian at first.
Yeah. They take
And
they take off the mask and he has the same reaction he had with the marshal. Like, where did you get that armor?
she's
He's
like,
ready to kill a fool.
she's like, I was born on Mandalore. You weren't. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So that brings up a really important point. They're the children of the Watch, like
Yeah.
what's left of I guess Death Watch or the cult of Mandalore or whatever now, rather than having it be more of a religion and a way he was raised, rather than being born on Mandalore and having that in his blood. So that really outlines the difference in Star Wars about Mandalorians. It kind of
Yeah.
it helps people to understand that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's people that argue we don't need to like go into it, but this is how wild the Mandalorian race and background behind it is. But like some people argue that Boba Fett and Jango Fett weren't real Mandalorians.
I don't believe they were real Mandalorians at all. Even Jango Fett is not. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I could look it up, and maybe leave it in the comments
Yeah,
on
leave it in
over
the
there.
comments. Let us know. You can call
Yeah,
us out.
let us know what you guys think. Is Boba Fett, is Jango Fett real Mandalorians? Now the question is, um, like so for me, where is Jango Fett from? Where was he born? Where was he? Because he's not a clone. He's the original. If he was from Mandalore, I could see them being like, but
Are
I
you
don't
talking about
actually.
Jango Fett or Boba Fett?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Jango Fett, the
Oh,
dad.
yeah, Django. Yeah, that's making
Yeah.
sense. I was like, Boba Fett,
Here,
Boba's a
I'm gonna
clone.
look it up. I'm gonna look it up so that
All
we're
right,
giving
well,
out
if you
positive
want,
logic and information.
all right, while you look that up, I'll point out a couple other big importances of Bo-Katan. We see the dark saber is something very I found out recently very important to Star Wars lore, especially within the Clone Wars episode or Clone Wars TV show and things like that. And it's changed hands a couple of times. Bo-Katan obviously, and then Darth Maul at one point with the dark sabers. And we don't know how. You can let me know because I never finished Clone Wars, but we don't know how that sword traded hands right there and how Moff Gideon got the dark saber right
I don't
now.
think anybody knows that yet.
Yeah.
Because last I saw, and I could be wrong, but last my memory serves, is that he had it when he was ruling Mandalore. Palpatine figures out that he was still around, and then the last you really see before getting into Rebels or anything like that of Maul is that he is then at the mercy of Palpatine again. And by the way, to back up a little bit, Jango Fett is from Concord Dawn. He was adopted by warriors from Mandalore after the death of his parents and continued to wear Mandalorian armor throughout his work as a bounty hunter. He was hired by the Trade Federation Viceroy Newt Gunray to assassinate Padme Amidala and Coruscant. That's how all that began, and that's from Ballotpedia. So
That's funny because it's similar to our current Mandalorian, I believe.
Din Djarin.
Yeah, Din Djarin. Apparently, Pedro Pascal dropped the spoiler bomb, and he was like, "Yeah, it's in." So, apparently, that's a similar origin. Like he was rescued during that attack, and they raised him as his own. So they're actually very similar. So, in my opinion, if we were to say that Jango wasn't a real Mandalorian, that would discredit the current Mandalorian.
It seems like maybe I read it wrong, but it seems like one is raised by the children of as a child of Mandalore, like as
Okay.
one was on the planet, I think it was, and
Yeah.
one was like underground in the cities and the cults and religion
Yeah.
of Mandalorian,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
I feel that's deep. That's like we're gonna get sidetracked if we get into that. But please let us know in the comments if you think your thoughts on the Jango Boba Fett Mandalorian thing. So yeah, we talked a pinch about Darksaber, and
Yes.
then the last thing. Is it true that Death Watch is sort of like a terrorist organization
in the Clone Wars in Mandalorian or in the Clone Wars on Mandalore, they are kind of like an anti-government terrorist organization. They're kind of underground type thing, and they just want to bring Mandalore back to its original values of like being warriors and all this stuff. While during the Clone Wars, they had transitioned into a way of peace. So they were very neutral on the fighting ground and everything, except there was obviously the Death Watch who didn't want to adopt that, and so they straight off they did their own thing, and they wanted to follow the way of the warrior or whatever that is. So they were looked at as a kind of like a terrorist organization.
So the idea that one of my friends had is essentially that's the group of people that rescued Din. It's Din, right? That's the first name for him.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. Is that's the remnants of them are the ones who now rescued Din.
Yeah, that's why you have Bo-Katan and her Mandalorians who are just like, hey, it's okay to pull the mask off, that sort of thing. And then you have our
just
hero,
a little bit older too.
Like, no, yeah,
she's not that much older.
Yeah, so it's interesting. You have two different Mandalorians. But yeah, that's like I said, that was a big episode. We just went on a little bit about it. That's how important the significance that episode had. And the end of that episode had something in. I mean, you were talking on the phone before this, and this might be the thing that we're both pissed off about, but we'll find out right now. The end of that episode, he is told that there is a Jedi that he can go find to bring the child to, and that Jedi.
So we're gonna get into some spoilers now. If everybody watching wants to give it a few seconds to cancel out of the video, and on the way to do it, go hit the subscribe button.
But if you've seen last week, well, yeah, this kind of spills into last week and this week. This is going to be a spoiler cast, all right? This is a spoiler cast. It's hard not to, man. So at the end, who was it that what was the name of the Jedi at the end of that episode that they said our hero should go visit?
Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
They said Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka's huge in Clone Wars. She's like, I personally think that she should have been one of the main characters. She is one of the main characters, but I think she should have her own thing, dude. Ahsoka Tano is such a great character. She is the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, and in this current situation, this is after the Clone Wars. This is after the fall of the Empire. This is the decline of the Empire, the rise of the new. So we're gonna see Ahsoka Tano not that much older than after, she'll be a little bit older, but it's the fall of the Empire.
Finale of Clone Wars.
Yeah, so Darth Vader died. This is around the time Darth Vader's dead. Just died recently. So Luke is still fairly young. And again, in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. Wait. Luke is still fairly young. Is Luke even a fucking yeah. He's still a child. He's still a child on no.
No.
In the Mandalorian, he's already he's top dog, dude. He's top dog. So the fact that he's top dog, he's probably training other Jedi at this point in time.
Yeah.
My God, I got my timelines messed up.
No, it's okay, dude. It's tricky.
Ahsoka Tano might be.
I think she's gonna be a little
Luke or something. I don't know. She's setting up the new.
Yeah.
She'd probably help Luke find all his patients, all his students.
I mean, you could say that, but then remember the child is the most important part involving her. So we might see a story that really, really involves the child and brings her along. I would love that, man. But no, I think she's actually going to be, now that, because we were both getting our timelines mixed up, she is going to be a lot older than she was at the end of Clone Wars.
She'll be like Grandma Tano, maybe. But then again, maybe. I don't know how that species...
Yeah, we don't know how the species ages.
So, I'm excited to see that. We haven't seen it yet, but which was a big disappointment. Also, no more Boba Fett. So we're like, what the hell? They're leading towards something. They're filling some holes. So we're going to talk more about the last episode now, and definitely going to get into some spoilers.
It's a spoiler cast, y'all. It's gonna be good.
These are my notes from this.
Yeah.
And I can start us off, but I want you to tell me your first thoughts. Go.
All right. The episode was really, really, really fucking good. I shared the same issue as you, but the end of the last episode, we have the Junker ship going off, and we think he's on his way to meet Ahsoka, and man. No, I knew they were gonna do that. I knew they were gonna make us like wait longer and draw it out, but we found out he needs to stop and get his ship repaired, and he runs into a couple of old friends, and I think it was really well done the way that episode went, and there's more that I get into. We can get into the like start episode, but that's just initial thoughts. I think this is my favorite episode so far of this season. It's the pacing, dude. That's the other thing, the pacing.
The whole season, they're doing it on purpose. It's ups and downs to kind of get us interested, and I like that a lot. And not only that, but they continuously character build. They don't just go, "Oh, here's the child. Here's Din," and that's what you got. So at the very beginning of this, I've got a couple notes just talking about them flying in this rusty bucket of crap that they're trying to call the what is it called? The what's the name of the ship? Oh shit. Why can't I remember things? The Razor Crest.
Razor Crest. So, I like how it came at me right at the end of this.
Yeah. So the Razor Crest is all beat up, and you see him trying to repair the ship with Baby Yoda. And he's doing this, he's like parenting. And he's like, where you pulled the blue wire out, put the red wire. And that was just so cute. And it was so, normally those types of drawn out humor can be a little bit like, but I couldn't get enough of it. I was like, dude. This is amazing. This is great. So yes, it didn't work out. The baby couldn't figure it out. They had to stop for repairs, and so they went back to Corvus. No, going back to Navarro. They were on their way to Corvus to meet with Ahsoka Tano, and he actually lifted up his mask a little bit in front of the baby, and the baby was like, "What the fuck? What's going on up in there? What's going on up in there?" And I think he's being a little more lenient, and you see a little bit of parenting, a little fathering from him, which was really interesting. It's very cute interaction. So now they're heading back to Navarro.
Yeah. That scene was fun. I'm still curious why he won't take his helmet off in front of the child. Like that, I feel like his bond with the child eventually will lead him to take off his helmet in front of him. I don't know. That was just something I noticed. But I love the start. That was just cute and wholesome, and it's funny. That's not the pacing of the episode at all. Like it just starts with this really like fun, wholesome moment. But
Yeah,
I think the child's getting a little bit smarter too, dude. Like he was trying.
dude,
He was trying to listen
worked
to.
it
He's like,
out.
okay, blue cord, red cord. He wants me to plug this in. Like I thought that was wholesome, dude. Like seeing him figure all of that out, and they actually did a good job with
Oh no,
I.
not no, not that pen. The vape pen. There you go. There you go. Very cool. Different pens.
Yeah, different pens. That's true. I think maybe losing
Sorry.
my train of thought right. No, it's good.
My
That was
bad.
funny as heck. But yes, I thought it was cute. I thought it was wholesome. It looks like the child is getting smarter, and I say that, I remember this episode does a good job. Like Baby Yoda's been there. He had his moments like with the eggs and stuff, but for the most part, there hasn't been too much development with him. And when we're watching this episode, we have the moment just like, yeah, he's kind of getting the hang of it. And then I'm just jumping a little bit ahead because it goes well with this dude. The scene where they leave him in the classroom
Yeah, with the
the
cookies.
whole time, like it was cute. He's like trying to interact. He's like, hey, I knew the minute that went down, I was like, this little fucker is gonna use his force power to drag the fucking
I knew
macaroons
that
to
too.
him.
But he was like, he was disappointed when the kid said no. He understands verbal commands. Obviously, I mean, come on,
Yeah.
he's a little Yoda. It's not that surprising, but really cool to see how he's grown as a character. And then when he's told no, he thinks about it, and you see the things clicking. And he's like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
You know? The fact that the kid didn't even see it was just great. Um, so there was a couple things I noticed when they first got to Navarro that were really interesting to me, and it kind of stuck out for some reason. The first scene is where Cara Dune is now introduced as the new marshal for
Yeah.
Navarro, and when you walk into the bar, there's a bantha skull, the Mandalorian like crest, the bantha skull over the door, and I don't know why. It's interesting. It could just been a kind of callback um, to the armor or to Mandalorian or whatever. I don't know, but the little weasel she saved was cute as shit. She was just returning some stolen goods, showing that she's a good guy now. She's doing the right thing. And yeah, so there's a little bit of a people like the character. People like the character.
They reminded us for sure that like in case you forgot what she was like in season 1, just reminded she can literally destroy you with her bare hands. Like that entire fight scene. Like that's the thing about this episode. It started with the cute and wholesome like father moment, and then all of a sudden it cuts to this scene with Cara Dune just beating the hell out of people. Like I liked how they reintroduced everyone that sort of way right there. I know at that point they all gather together. It's her, Grief Karga, and then the blue guy we said was, it's at the tip of my tongue. The which one?
Roll.
The Mithril, yeah, the Mithril. We had them reuniting. It was cool, because we're remembering who they were in the last season and how they are. Like I loved when oh man, Grief. I loved when Grief took Baby Yoda and was
Dude,
just
like a
like
grandpa.
immersed by him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was acting like a grandpa, and it was just so cute. It was a really good interaction.
Yeah, I love that. But just seeing that, and then so this is where it led up to the classroom scene. I want to ask you this about the class. Like I thought that was cool, like how the place developed. But was that C-3PO in the front of the
No,
classroom, or are there other droids like him? Because that looks like okay.
So he's just one of many protocol droids. Protocol droids are like they're generally that shape, and they look just like that. But there's tons of protocol droids. They're for teaching, they're for learning, they're for translating. They usually work with astromech droids, just like R2-D2's paired up with C-3PO, and so it's a pretty common thing throughout that little, system with the droids.
Yeah.
What I found really interesting about the school scene was that they. Oh well, I lost my train of thought.
It'd be like that sometimes, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was going to be a little bit more interesting. The school scene it was funny. It was really cute. I thought the kids were going to like maybe make fun of him or something, and there was going to be some like cute little learning experience. But they were like, no, we're not doing that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. No bullying. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, that worked out.
Yeah.
So they ended up coming to Navarro, and of course he can't just come to get his ship repaired. He has to do something. And so there's one last imp base on on the planet, and they want to get rid of it. And so they ask him to help get rid of it. They go and they find a bunch of like ships and equipment and stuff like that. But they find something really, 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 really interesting. And before I get to that, I just want to say that the reactor reminded me so much of the Obi-Wan scene where he kind of walks around it, and he even mentions there's no guardrail, and I'm like, yeah, why is there no guardrail? Whole Death Star, they couldn't freaking like make a little bit wider platform.
Yeah, I'm like, why is the platform so tiny? Like that's what makes me think these people are destined to die. Because like that entire scene too, man, like you just see stormtroopers get demolished, and I'm like, who hires these people?
Yeah,
like they're fucking stupid, man.
Fix themselves, or they're doing it on purpose. So whenever they are going through, they're trying to escape, they come across a couple of Imperials that get really defensive, and they're in that little lab area, and they shoot the control panel. But reason why I think is because it had plans on it. I think it had blueprints for something, which is not that far off. They turn around, and inside of those tanks, they see these things that looked to me a lot like. Hold on one second. Hey.
I'm trying to record a podcast in here.
To me, they look like clones of Palpatine. They look just like Snoke's. They look like Snoke, every one of them. And then they end up talking about how they're using the child, like directly in the thing. They're using the child's blood because of I think they said because of the midichlorian count, that how much midichlorians this thing has in it. This tiny little fucking thing.
Stop shaking the baby. Oh, that poor Baby Yoda doll.
I gave it its own necklace. I made this. Check this out.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick.
That's the Bantha skull. That was what was over the door.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they're using the child's blood to create force-sensitive clones of Palpatine. That's what I think is happening. That's my guess. That's it's the fall of the Empire. They're in the early stages of it, and it's a little scary. Yeah. That's my thoughts on that. Before I go any further, what do you got?
Yeah, I got a few things that I like about all of these scenes. Just to rewind a bit, I like how at the beginning when they were trying to get in, they did a really good job with this episode too. Like they focused less on the Mandalorian and more on reuniting with these little people. Like that whole scene, we see the Mandalorian jet off. And then we see two stormtroopers just fall down. And then later when they finally touch back up with him, there's a bunch of dead stormtroopers. And it was just so cool because in my mind I was like, fuck, I would have loved to have seen that scene. But they're reminding us that the focus of that episode are the three people, that we're reuniting with. I was like, that's smart how they did that. I really fucking like that moment right there. But okay.
You also that whole scene in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh god, is Moff Gideon after Baby Yoda? Like, oh shit. But they had the element of surprise, so Moff Gideon had no fucking clue they were even coming, except that he had a bug planted on the Razor Crest. And we got a little foreshadowing on that situation back when the droids were to fix his stuff, or the alien. He kind of looked back at the camera, I gotta do something spooky, and you kind of see that,
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But yeah, that was that whole beginning scene right there was great. I love how it unfolded. And then when they got in, I still want to know what they were doing too. But I'm trying to remember, is Cara Dune some type of like engineered trooper?
So Cara Dune used to be a shock trooper. She was like a badass motherfucker. Like she's a shock trooper. She was like heavy weapons. Just fucking. I don't know. I don't know how to. I can look it up.
No, I get you.
Leave it in the comments below. Give us the whole detail about this person's job. But she was a shock trooper, which I guess is pretty impressive and pretty cool.
I just know I noticed when she saw the whatever the hell was being grown in that tube, like you could tell it bothered her. Like it, I don't know. It might just be me overthinking it, but it like bothered her. Like she has some sort of personal experience or understanding with that sort of thing. But yeah, it ends up being a testing facility, and we saw in that hologram that was the dude that ended up giving up the child.
Moff
So
Gideon?
it's very no. That was the guy. Remember in season 1 when
Oh,
they
I
go to the
remember.
bar
The
to reunite
doctor.
the child? Yeah, the doctor. That looks like the doctor right
It is
there.
the doctor. It is. It's the
Yeah,
same guy.
yeah,
For sure. And that was just so cool how they were able to mix that around because and they all thought Moff Gideon was dead.
yeah. They thought Moff Gideon died
Why did
at
they
the
think
end
Moff
of
Gideon was dead? Because of the
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 Tie Fighter
TIE
crashing.
fighter?
Yeah, the Tie Fighter ended up crashing down, and we were kind of sitting there like, oh, I think he's dead. Then at the end of the episode, like after the credits and stuff, he pops out and he's carrying the dark saber. So
Yeah, and we didn't see any Darksaber this episode. That is, I imagined we weren't going to. That is why the thumbnail has a droopy lightsaber, and we're sad because we didn't get to see a lightsaber. I didn't make it the Darksaber because I thought
yeah,
maybe we would see Ahsoka and it would be a blue one. But
yeah, yeah.
that's why
That's
your
fun.
face is so sad. That's why your face
That
is so
preview
sad.
JPEG, man. That
Hey,
preview JPEG. We
hey,
made
leave
it
it in the
prior
comments
to
below.
the.
Yeah, I made it right
Uh,
below. Bunny B helped with that. She was also going to be in the talk here, but we ran out of weed, so she's going to go get some more.
this is very important.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's been a crazy year.
I don't know. Like it's weird seeing that guy still working on the project. I don't know. I got weird vibes from it, but it was interesting seeing him there. Once again, they were talking about Moff Gideon a lot. Essentially, that whole episode, the way or that whole scene played out, they managed to make the escape. I love the outro with the gigantic chase scene. That was fucking extremely well done, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and the chase scene. Are you which one?
At the very end, so essentially, so
Are you
they
talking about
break
like
out.
in the trooper transport and
Yeah, in the
at
trooper
the TIE
transport. Yeah, in the
fighters?
Tie
Yeah.
fighters. Yeah,
I
yeah.
expected some of those TIE fighters to branch off and to go off and like meet up with some other like imps or something. And that they would survive the explosion and all this shit, but instead they decided to go after this stupid little transport rather than be the only survivors of it just doesn't make sense. The Imperials are just not organized anymore, for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And me, I'm not like a tactical expert or anything. I was a veteran, but that does not make it. I don't fucking know. I don't make those calls. But I can say that it doesn't make sense. And if my
My
base were to blow up and I wasn't near it, I wouldn't chase the people who did it necessarily. I would probably go back to HQ, report my findings, and then go after the people who did it.
So my logic with that one, just one thing I think is I don't know if they understood they saw because they were trying to destroy those consoles, like they were shooting the hell out of it. They wanted to make sure whatever information on
Yeah.
there wasn't seen or taken, and I don't know if they chased them down because they were like, we have to kill these people because they've seen shit that they shouldn't have seen and it might get out there. But once again,
Yeah.
these are the Imperials we're talking about. We saw that entire sequence where stormtroopers just get completely demolished, so they're definitely not the brightest batch in the bunch.
Now there is after the explosion and after they get back, you do get to see that the child is safe and that Moff Gideon didn't know they were coming. But there is the thing on the ship, the tracker.
Yeah.
The baby throws up a little bit. He throws up some blue. He ate too many of those macaroons that he got. Those looked so good, by the way.
They really did, dude. I wanted.
And he was like, dude, it was like, ooh, like having a good time.
He was loving it, dude.
Yeah,
he was like
man.
a kid that's exactly like a kid at Disneyland. You eat way too much food. You're having fun on the rides, and then when you get off, you just puke it all out.
Onboard maintenance, he called it.
Yeah.
So the X-wing pilot that came in later and started asking questions to everybody, he was they called him an officer. They said officer. He said he fought in the Battle of Alderaan, and even tried to recruit Cara Dune.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing to me is that he said, "Did you lose anybody in the Battle of Alderaan?" And Cara Dune, maybe I don't know her story well enough. Maybe other people in the comments, leave in the comments below.
Yeah.
They know, but. She said, "I lost everyone," and I'm like, "Dude, is Cara Dune from Alderaan? Like,
yeah,
that's the planet that it got exploded in Rogue One. That's the planet that the Organas are from. She's, and it's just so interesting. That would build a lot onto her character as to maybe what she did, why she did it. I don't know.
No, I agree with you on that.
She has nowhere to go.
What was that symbol that they gave her at the very end that he like dropped it on the desk? That's what I want to know what that was.
I thought it was the symbol of the rebellion and or the
Yeah.
but maybe they're using it
Yeah.
for the new, and I would imagine they would use it for the new
Yeah.
republic.
Yeah.
Um, I can look it up, but
Yeah, go for it. I definitely want to know the significance of it, like why left, because he gave it to her after he heard the story. Like he was just like, yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, and then he like dropped that on there. So I don't know if that's like I don't know a lot about Star Wars lore at this point right now, so I'm sorry if I sound weird, but you can let me know in the comments. But I don't know if that was like maybe like a badge to show to someone being like, hey, I want to be recruited, or just a way to stay safe. I don't know. I'm trying to understand its significance, which I'm sure we're gonna see that eventually. But
yeah,
that was something that was prominent in that scene. But you could definitely tell she was in a place right there. She's kind of just like, man, you
yeah.
opening old wounds up, and I don't know, man. I'm very curious too, because remember, he was looking for the Razor Crest. He was trying to find Mando. Have you noticed that they're really trying hard to find the Mandalorian? And I'm very curious as to
They
why, because
had
we know why the Imperials are going after him. He has the child, but we don't know why. I don't know if it, I don't want to say the Jedi, but we don't know why they're trying to find him.
so it's I don't know why either necessarily, and I'm not sure if this is one of the X-wing fighters from the last episode who like kind of let him off easy.
Yeah.
Um, but I think they see the benefits of having him around, and I also wonder if maybe they're just trying to keep tabs on him, and
Yeah.
they want to kind of know what's going on with him and what he is doing because he might seem like a threat to the Republic or something. At least keeping tabs on him for sure, and they were definitely trying to force that information out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I don't know, because this is virtually we've hit the end of the episode, so this is a good time we can end it out with theories of where we think it's going and that sort of thing. But no, I think that was the guy from the second episode, and
Mhm.
I so we're gonna see. Here's what I'm trying to figure out what's gonna happen. Are we gonna finally one? Are we finally gonna see Ashoka next episode? That's what I want to know.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm very curious because remember, we know at the end, oh, Moth Gideon, what was up with that scene? Like, what kind of troopers were those that were in
Right.
the.
Yeah, I actually wrote that down. That was one of my last notes. So this seems like it's like the birth of the First Order. I wanted to look this up before we got started, but I forgot. I wasn't sure. They looked like Death Troopers to me,
Yeah.
um, but they looked really cool, and feel like I've seen them before, but I don't know where. Anyways, I found the medal. It's the rebellion symbol on like a hexagon kind of, and
Yeah.
it has a like a ribbon like you'd get in the military at the
Yeah.
bottom, kind of like that,
Yeah.
and it's kind of reminiscent of like the Medal of Bravery from the Battle of Yavin, and it might be
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that, but I'm not
Yeah.
totally sure. It could be a contact card. It could be
Yeah.
who fucking knows. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
And then I was looking up what again? The Death Troopers.
The Death Troopers, if that's what they are at the end. Because it was. Here's one thing though about that. Did you notice the way they're set up? I don't think that was like armor. I think I don't know, man. Part of me feels like they're playing with the idea of clones and cloning. Like, because I believe at the end of the Clone Wars, a majority of those troopers that were left, they became stormtroopers, right? So I don't know. This is probably just high talk right now. So let me know what you guys think about this wild ass theory that I have right here, just based off of this information. I'm really good. I'm gonna say this now. I'm really good at pulling up wild theories, and I
I'm
will say
being wrong.
once in my life, I actually got one right, and it was the one nobody wanted to listen to me about. Let's just ease this in really quick. You guys would like this little story right here. So in Avengers: Age of Ultron, Nick Fury is eating a slice of diagonally cut toast. And there was a focus on it. Nobody ever really realized the significance. So during Captain Marvel, when they were having the little scene together, she was like, "Tell me one thing that's so insignificant a scroll could never remember it or replicate it." And he says, "I can't eat toast unless it's cut in a diagonal shape." I put those two things together, and for months I started to tell people Nick Fury is a scroll. This is my proof why, and they were going, "No, it's just a stretch. You're just overthinking it. There's no way this is real." Kyle, remember when it took me like a year to see Spider-Man Far From Home? Remember when you finished it? I think you sent me a text. You're like, Chris, you have to see this. Please pay attention to the post credits. Everybody kept bugging me. They wanted to know what I thought about Far From Home, which I was figuring, okay, maybe it's just because I'm a Spider-Man fan. But I found out everybody wanted to hear what I thought about it because of the post-credit scene. And in that post-credit scene, not only was Nick Fury a Skrull, but also Maria Hill was one. So I'll let everybody know right now. I am one out of like 100 theories. So one's been right, 99 have been wrong. But just throwing that out there, my theory moving back to the Star Wars now is like, so one, what if all the stormtroopers are stupid because they had like essentially all the like high quality clone troopers from like Jango and Boba. Eventually those died out. They had to have. But we do see Boba Fett alive, which means they age in an interesting way. But anyways, they had to have died. So what if they had like one stormtrooper left, and he wasn't the best stormtrooper. He was kind of stupid, kind of dumb, and they had no choice. They had to clone that one stormtrooper. That's why all of them are stupid. And those death troopers that we see there is like the clone program 2.0, and they finally got it right. They found the right thing to clone.
It shows a little bit about what Chris knows about Star Wars, but
I know, dude.
After the Clone Wars, they didn't use clones anymore. I mean, I'm sure some of them maybe they were like, sure, fine. But after the Clone Wars, they recruited people. People would be recruited, picked up by the Empire, stuff like that, or people who like were in servitude to the Empire would have to serve as a blah 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 stormtrooper. But it just seems like it's really interesting going back to the armor that was there around Moff Gideon. It kind of, they have all these tanks filled with these like they're trying to have force sensitive like beings that they're trying to, and then they
try and push your mic just the pinch.
Yeah,
that's too close.
They have the
close, man. Right there.
That? Okay, so they have the these suits of armor that are all around and like ready for these things that were in the tanks, these big old force sensitive guys. So maybe they are an army, maybe they are maybe they are like soldiers or something like that. I still think it has something to do with Snoke as well, at least as well.
I could see that. One thing, I need to rewatch this scene and I want to still from it. But the reason why I saw it, the thing in the tank, a part of it got the Snoke vibe, but part of it looked like it had battle armor on. And the reason why I say that is when I think about the shape in the tank, it looks like that army of what we think is Death Troopers, like the structure and the armor. It looks like that, dude.
I'm not saying they're Death Troopers. I got that. Yeah. I got that.
Whatever kind of true. We don't know for sure, but that's not a bad way to say it.
Sure. They definitely were. It was definitely something else. Those were pretty cool. I'm curious to see what it is. I'm a little worried to see what it is. It also like kind of makes me wonder about maybe they're trying to retcon Knights of Ren. Maybe the Knights of Ren are the force sensitive super beings or something.
Dude.
But they're not really force sensitive.
Yeah.
In the movies, and I don't know if they ever really were in the comics, but the Knights of Ren are some powerful mother fluffers.
Yeah.
They are very, very, very powerful, and they're
which is a problem when Kylo dispatched all of them effortlessly in that.
Yeah, what the hell?
Like that should have been.
Call that out.
This isn't us. We're not going to get into. I just wanted to bring that point up. I have thoughts about that movie. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that point up because they did get hyped, and when you think about them, their combat skill was insanely good. So to see Kylo. He wasn't Kylo anymore at that point, but to see him just completely demolish them, I was just kind of like, I like how you said Knights of Ren, though, dude, because it was a wild idea. It was in the back of my mind. I was like, I'm not going to say this out loud, but part of me was just like, what if this is the birth of the Knights of Ren? Because we still don't understand the timeline perfectly yet. Like, we know it's in between.
The First Order's not around yet. The First Order has to have some time to grow, and that's time for Kylo Ren to be, born and raised and stuff. Yeah. So know that Leia and Han and all of them, they're still out there. They're still running around doing their thing. Luke's a Jedi Master. That means now's around the time of the birth of Ben Solo. You got Han and Leia, Humpty Dumpty, and you got who knows where it's gonna go. The timeline is at a very interesting place in the Mandalorian.
Yeah. All we know for sure is it's post original trilogy and pre new like recent sequel trilogy. Like it's in between that sandwich, and trying to picture where
Yeah.
it is exactly. I think as time unfolds, we're gonna see. Like I think so. Here's what I think is gonna happen next episode, and I hope the first theory is right, and I hope the second theory is wrong, and
Mhm.
we'll find out next Friday. We know that the Mandalorian now is being tracked. We know Moff Gideon is aware of that, and he's most likely
Are you calling
going
him
to.
Moth?
Isn't it Moff Gideon
Like M-O, how are you spelling it?
or is it
No,
Ma?
don't look it
Hold
up.
on.
Don't look it up. I want to know.
Shut up! Shut up! I'm looking it up now. I feel dumb.
Are you saying moth like a flying around moth?
I might be, dude. Is it
Sorry to
Moff?
interrupt you, but no, it's Moff. M-O-F-F.
Yeah, M O
Because
F F.
that's
My
a
bad.
it's a rank in their military, I think.
Yeah,
And yeah.
I have a bad
Moth.
tendency at pronouncing things wrong, dude. This is
Moth
bad.
Gideon. He just flies away, leaving some dust on you.
That's why he likes the dark saber, dude. He's
Yeah.
attracted to lights. Oh man. So Moff
Sorry.
Gideon.
Go
No,
for
no,
it.
that's good. I'm glad you pointed it out. That was funny. Oh, and please, in the comments below, let us know your wild theories. This would be a
Yeah.
good time to let you guys know. Let us know your theories of what you think is happening, be it the last episodes, what you think is going to happen next episode. Like, we want to hear it. Like, this, our goal is to air this the day of, like, it comes out Thursday midnight. Weird release schedule, but to have it drop so you can watch The Mandalorian, have it fresh on your mind, and then just come right here and watch our thoughts and everything about it. And then you can go off and, like, let us know in the comments what you think is going to happen next week, how you think it's building up, all those things. Like, we really want to hear it because it'd be funny to see if some people have the same mindset as we do going into it. But my theories for next episode, so Moff Gideon knows where they are. I have a feeling they're both going to run into each other. So the question is, one, are they going to find him once he's found Ahsoka? Or two, are they finding him going to delay us even further for so? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm still salty about it. Like, they let up, we see him on his way, we think he's about to hit this planet next episode, then it's like, plot twist, I have to stop for supplies. And then I just don't hope next week we come back on this podcast and I go, well, he was about to find her and then he got stopped by Moff Gideon.
I have a couple of theories as well, and I think you're on the right track. We'll see. I think that we know these writers, right? So we know we're either going to get delayed or they're going to give us what we want, but barely. And this is some Game of Thrones type shit. We got a couple lightsabers coming into the mix. So who's to say we're not going to get a lightsaber battle soon? Where did Ahsoka go this whole entire time? Does Moff Gideon kill her? Does Moff Gideon intercept the Razor Crest before it reaches Corvus?
Yeah.
Do they, but she like gets a distress signal and can come and stop him, or do they reach it and then he tracks him to Corvus, where she then gets into an altercation with him? What's going to happen? But the main question that's on everybody's mind, mine and I think yours, is where is Ahsoka? When are we going to see Ahsoka? And can we please see Ahsoka?
Yeah, I really want to know when she's coming. I actually, by the way, we still don't necessarily know who's playing her in the role. Like, we had Rosario Dawson. Like, I finally went back and looked at the article, and she never, I think, confirmed it. She said something like, "Oh, it'll be fun if it happens," or some shit like that. But either way, if it's her or if it's not, I just want it to happen already, dude. Like, here's what I would love, and I don't think they're gonna do it. But remember, they did give it to us for Bo-Katan. It would be great if the voice actress gets to play the role of Ahsoka, because I would love
be incredible. That would be really, really cool. I expect her to be a little bit older, so I don't expect her voice to be the same, because she was quite young, in the Clone Wars. So, and it looks like, according to Radio Times anyways, that Rosario Dawson appears to be the most likely person to be still playing Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
I would love to for a cameo of the original voice actor, but I don't know if she looks like her or anything, and they definitely want to go with aesthetically something that looks like her.
I think we got lucky with Bo-Katan and the voice actor.
Yeah, oh my god.
Pretty much spot on, dude.
Now, I have noticed that a lot of productions then tend to kind of make the characters look like the voice actor, and I think that just kind of just meshes really well for the viewer. So it could have been the situation with Bo-Katan, and hopefully that's kind of some of the types of stuff we start to see as The Mandalorian unfolds and answers some new questions and creates some new questions that we're going to talk about next time.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree, man. That's I'm sorry. It's still just like that was a really good episode. The pacing was
Yeah,
great. It had a lot of good moments, but there is one last thing I want to leave in as well that I'm sure is all they're doing a good job at trying to make us forget about it. But where is Boba Fett? We
yeah,
just
of
saw
course.
him standing. It was like the dark saber, dude. That we saw it show up once. It was
Mhm.
one scene at the very end of this first season. We still haven't seen it show up again. It's being
It's
mentioned, but we
all
haven't
gonna
seen it
come
show up again.
crashing together.
Now we
All
had the
these
like
single
teaser,
instances are gonna come
right? We had the
crashing together.
teaser of Boba Fett at the end. He's just standing there. He's just looking at the ship take off, and then that's it. We're now, is it 4 episodes in or 5 episodes in? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're 4 episodes into the season right now. So that's been 3 episodes since we've last seen him, and he's not there. And they did 8 episodes last season. I have a feeling this season might be about the same. It'd be nice if it was a little longer, but we'll see what happens. But
That's fun, man.
yeah, I want to know. I want to know where that's all going. But let us know where you think
Yeah.
Boba Fett went, what he's doing. Let us know if you even think that is Boba Fett, because you did bring up a good point. I mean, all the clones are identical. There's still a chance. One of my friends said John Favreau.
Mhm.
Favreau. Yeah, he's the writer and he has a big part. He's like the director, I believe, too. My friend said that he doesn't like fake outs. Like he doesn't like to do fake outs in his work and like fake people out. So he said he goes, I have 100% feeling that's Boba Fett right there. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It's been good. It's been good, but yeah, it's
It's
been a
so
great
pure.
season.
It's so Star Wars. I love it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Now let's kind of start closing this one up a little bit. It seems like
Oh
we're
yeah,
coming along.
this is good. We
We're
ran for about this is
almost
not
an
bad.
hour.
About an hour. It's
Yeah.
good. I had a
So
little cap too.
I really enjoyed the episode. I can't wait to see what's next. And to everybody watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of it. Leave it in the comments below what type of content you'd like to see from us. Would you like us to
Yeah.
go back and recap some of the old episodes, talk about the first season, things that we liked,
Yeah.
other movies, other shows? Tell us more. Tell us what you want to see because we want to grow around you and not just hope that you enjoy what we do, but also give us a goal, give us something to create.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that. This channel's still fresh, this new. One thing that you are going to get from us regularly at the moment is this podcast, which is going to be a lot of fun. I already had fun with this episode. But yeah, let us know what type of content you'd like to see because we just want to have fun. We want to do a little bit of everything. We want to entertain y'all because this is it's a nice synergy. You know, we get to work, we get to have fun, we get to be happy, and then we present it to you, and you consuming it all, it makes you happy and really enjoy it. It's a good vibe cycle. It's a cycle of good
Absolutely.
vibes. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, look for us. We are on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Project
Instagram.
Hindsight.
We got an Instagram, Project
Yeah,
Hindsight,
Project
Project with a
Hindsight
K.
with a K. Don't forget that with a
Yeah.
K.
Yeah.
And
Um,
I'm working on having the audio version up on Anchor, and it should be Project Hindsight with a K as well. If not, you'll see the link in below where the actual podcast is, that sort of thing. And yeah, I think that's all the socials.
yeah, all links will be down below. Everybody who's worked on this. Bunny Bee helped me out with the intro. She was also going to be here, but she couldn't be. The weed was a joke. She's actually had to go and do a couple of things, including getting weed. But we,
So then it's not a joke.
yeah, so it was like half a joke. But yeah, we've had a lot of fun with this. I want to try and close it off. We got 4 minutes before an hour, and kind of just say thank you to everybody again. We really want to find out what direction we're going to take this channel, and you guys can spearhead it and be a part of it by subscribing, hitting the bell, liking the video, commenting. Let
Turn on
everybody
the
else know.
notifications.
Yeah, so let's kind of
too.
build this. While we
Yeah.
grow, we're going to have, obviously, Chris's background is very, very professional. I like. But we're going to be upgrading a couple of things like some of our equipment for sound, for audio, and things like that as time goes on, as this grows. And we would like to keep it going. So
Yeah. I'll
please.
say this much. This isn't really
OEDM.
where I'm at right now. If only you knew where I was recording this podcast, you'd be disappointed. I don't think this is going to show up on Skype because it's vertically. Man, I can't brain right now, but there's a baby Yod right
There's
there.
a baby Yoda right there. There's also
a baby Yod right there, and there's a baby Yod right there as well. That's been good. That's been fun,
Yeah.
man. We had a good time. I actually had something funny I wanted to say, but
Please.
because I ran my train of thought right here, I don't think I'm gonna find it. Let's see if I can find it really quick. We talked about subscribing. We talked about man, it must not have been that funny if I can't remember it, dog. This hurts my soul. It was in my head. It was in my head. Have you all viewers, listeners, have you all ever had that where you like visualize something in your head, you like have a conversation where you're like, yeah, this is gonna be funny. I'm about to deliver. And then when the time comes to deliver, your brain just goes boop, it just checks out.
Yep.
That's what happened to me right now, man. That's what happened to me right now. But yeah, thanks everyone. We hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you next week. And yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.